Okay, Evan, tell me about the synergy between local wine and local food as you experience it at Salt Bistro in Boulder, Colorado.
More and more we have the opportunity to know the names of the people who are making what we put in our body, which is probably one of the most intimate connections you could have. And so that is true with food, or it's true with wine, and the fact that it's all being grown under the same sun, the fact that these ingredients have spent years and years and years adapting to the place where they exist. When you eat them, you are more in touch with that land, and that's the conventional wisdom that I hear around me and that I subscribe to, is to really embrace what grows together, goes together philosophy and explore that.
And how do your customers respond to that?
The customer response has been amazing because the staff at the restaurant has really embraced the philosophy of approachable, making wine fun, easy to understand, using flavors as the driving descriptive force. And so it doesn't matter what region it comes from necessarily, or the grape necessarily, but if you can connect with somebody and introduce them to a new wine solely based on a sensory description of that wine, they might be more apt to make that jump. Mm-hmm. And so the staff has gotten behind that and they take it as a personal challenge and excitement to have that dialogue, which is I'm thrilled with.
Do you find Coloradans are more receptive to Colorado wine or out-of-staters?
It's a mix. Right off the bat, the out-of-staters tend to just not know that the infrastructure of Colorado wine exists, and so you get to turn them on to it. With natives, they might know, then they might know and have had a bad experience in the past, but by and large are still open. And I believe it's sort of the environment, and it can't be done because it sounds like a good idea. If I were opening a restaurant, it just sounded a good idea. It doesn't work. I believe in the wines we have on the list, and that's fundamentally the most important thing of whatever you decide to do with the local movement, is that you fundamentally believe in what you're serving and what you're pouring. Because if it excites you, that will translate. Above wine is the story and the passion. That's what translates and gets people excited about it.
You mentioned training your staff and getting them turned on to wine. What are some of the other ways that you promote the local wines through how you construct the wine list, for example, or how you offer them flights or by the glass? How do you do that?
Well, the way our wine list is constructed, it's broken down by flavor. It's wines plus flavor. And so the first 6 months I was a somm there, I started asking people, what wine are you in the mood for? And they would say, I like a lively white wine, or a sweeter white, or a big bold red, or a spicy red. Well, that's how we broke the list apart. And underneath that, we use grape types bundled together as a launching point to discuss flavor, to show people the links and the similarities between grapes. So if they come in with a particular grape in mind, we can say, hey, look at all these grapes that are very similar to that. And then you turn to the page and there's about 4 descriptive words about how it tastes, a note on the tannin, a note on the body, and some pairing notes for the grape. And then every wine underneath it, there are a couple words as to why that wine is different than the others and how it fits in the category. So the other way we're driving the local aspect, that's the way we drive the explorative aspect. The way we drive the local aspect is we split our list between local wines and imported wines. And local wines only come from Colorado. So imported wines include California, Oregon, anywhere else in the United States and beyond. So it's really fun to have that designation and people really get behind it. And finally, if I know that it's a grape that people call for by name, like Cab or Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc, I'm going to make it a Colorado choice. If I find a Colorado wine that I love and think it represents the grape well, because it's a disservice for me to just try and force a Colorado Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc to fill a hole. I'm working against what I want to do if I don't think that it's good, and not just good, but remarkably good. So that's what we try and do at Salt.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, David.